Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome Snowy as well. My name is Angela. Welcome to my channel with Brie. Today I did this look for you guys. It's just a kind of a bronzy, again glowy look. So when it came to deciding what kind of video that I wanted to do for today, Brie actually suggested that I do a tutorial on this picture that I posted on Instagram a little while ago, because she liked it, and whatever my best friend wants, she gets. So that is what's happening today. We are filming this look. I hope that you guys like it. I hope you find it bearable to watch. If you want to learn how to get this beat, just keep on watching, and I shall see you in my next clip. This way or that way. Okay, so obviously I did my eyebrows off camera, so we're just gonna go into the eye look. Taking my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in Light, I am gonna just use this to conceal my eyelids, and then as well as use it kind of as a base, as a primer for my eyeshadow. Taking a large shader brush and a translucent powder, I'm just gonna set that concealer in, making sure there's no kind of wet spots. The reason why I want to make sure that I put a good amount of powder is that when you put eyeshadow on, it can tend to catch on to those wet spots and it not look blended. So when it's powdered, it has kind of like a smooth surface for the shadow to glide on and look blended. Today I'm going to be using the Lorac Mega 3 Pro palette. Taking a blending brush, I'm going to take Maple, and I'm just going to use that as my transition color. With transition colors, you don't need to be so neat with them. Just worry mostly about just blending it in there and making sure that where your eyebrow or where your eyebrow kind of meets it, that it's blended. It doesn't matter if it gets on your lid. I'm going to take a little more and just build up the color. Taking a flatter blending brush, I'm going to go in on Bark, and I'm going to just put that in my crease and kind of blending it into my transition color. I go back in with my blending brush that I used the transition color for, and I'm just going to blend those two together so there's not like a harsh distinctive line between the two. Using the Tartelette in Bloom palette, I'm going to take Charmer, which is a really nice kind of brow bone color. What I like to do is I like to use any kind of color like that to go back in kind of my brow bone and blend in that shadow even better. This is going to kind of correct any mistakes that you might have made by either going in too far or not blending it nice enough. This is probably one of the best tricks that I can probably give you. Using a color like this really fixes any blending mistakes that you made. So I'm just going to go in my brow bone, kind of go in windshield wipers with just a clean blending brush. Going back into the Lorac palette, I'm going to take Bark, and I'm just going to put it on the outer corner of my eyes, kind of connecting that wing, if you will. Using that same flat blending brush. Again, I don't really care about being too neat with this outer edge, just because I can easily clean that. I'm actually going to add a lid color to see how much more I want to work on this outer corner. I'm going to take Cider from the same palette, just with a shader brush, just a flat brush, and I'm just going to pack it on there. I do like to go a little above my lid, kind of into my crease. I'm going to take a short shader brush, and I'm going to take the Jet Black shade, and I'm going to use it just on my lash line. I'm just going to push it in there And later on, I'm kind of going to blend it out to make it kind of like a wing. Unfortunately, I forgot a lot of my, some products at home and a lot of my brushes that I would use. So I'm just going to take, again, kind of like a shader brush. And I'm just going to use that to blend this shadow and wing it out slightly. I don't want to wing it out immediately. I want to more so blend it and then take whatever product I have left over to wing it out. Get the wing going a little better and make it a little more defined, I'm going to take just an angled brush, and I am going to use it to create a little wing. Going back in with the brush that we used a second ago, I'm just going to blend that out very slightly. Taking the Nubian palette by Juvia's Place, I'm going to take that top sparkly color. I'm actually going to go in with my finger and place that on top. Bree says that this palette shows up a lot better if you use your finger. And I'm going to blend it out with my brush. So I'm going to leave the makeup just like this. I'm going to apply mascara and I'm going to apply false lashes. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be right back. I zoomed you guys back out, but I do want to mention that I use the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. This has kind of just been my go-to for a really long time. And then the lashes that I have on my eyes right now, they are the Salon Perfect 614 lashes. I'm gonna take primer. I'm running out of all my primers that I have, so I'm working off this little sample. This is a Japanesque Velvet Touch Primer. I've used this a few times, because it's like a pretty big sample. I've used this a few times and I actually like the primer. And then again, I always like to use a pore filling primer, so I'm just going in with my Benefit Professional Primer. So I'm going to put that wherever I have pores and my nose, as well as underneath my eyes. For foundation today, I am going to be using something new that I've never actually used before. I just picked it up yesterday. I'm going to try the L'Oreal Infallible Glow foundation. This is in shade 205 and I checked it earlier just on my chest right here, and it matches pretty well. Foundations for me, once I'm done with my makeup, they tend to just get lighter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take I also picked up a new shade of this, but I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild foundation in Desert Beige, which this foundation is actually really dark. When I'm at my darkest, this will probably work really good for me, but right now is not in my darkest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus it on the inner part of my face, and then I'm going to put a tiny bit of this on just the outer perimeters of my face. I'm going to just pour a little bit out on the sponge. I'm going to start on the middle of my face. I think this would be a very nice like everyday foundation, especially if you have dry skin. I do like the color though. I'm gonna pack a little more right here in hopes of it doing a better job at like filling in my pores. And I'm going to go back in with that Wet n Wild foundation. I'm going to put it directly. So next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the It Cosmetics Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. Gonna look up and place that underneath my eye. Next, I'm gonna go back in with that Fit Me concealer and use that to conceal and highlight. So I'm gonna place just a few lines underneath the eye bag and on the sides of my nose. place some on my chin, my cupid's bow, around my nose, the bridge of my nose, and then I'm going to place some concealer on my forehead. I am actually going to connect these two. I'm going to go back in with my Real Techniques beauty sponge and just blend everything out. I'm gonna take that same concealer and I'm gonna conceal just the few spots that I have right here. And it is gonna be a little lighter, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild foundation again, but I'm gonna take the color Golden Beige and put a little bit on the tip of this brush and then blend that out. To set my face, I'm actually going to be using a new product. This is also something that I picked up yesterday. This is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Transforming Powder. This is in 30 Warm Nude. Okay. This powder, guys. This powder is pretty good. It's like smoothing out my skin. Look at my chin! My chin has never been that smooth in my life. Ooh! Put their shit everywhere now. Pores what? What pores? Girl. Yo. Invest the $10 in this. I just went in like daylight to see this. My skin has never looked so smooth in my life. Whew. I've never been so shook in my life.
Mind blown.
Yo. Can I put I'm gonna go pick up so many colors of this. I'm gonna take Tarte Smooth Operator translucent powder with just a highlighting brush, and I'm gonna place that or pat that underneath my eyes just to set the under eye area. I usually like to use any powder that says either like skin smoothing or pore filling or that's made specifically for the under eye area, because I do want to make sure that it's as smooth as possible underneath there before I bake. So the reason why I set my under eye area before I bake is the same reason why I set my lid before I put any type of shadow on it. When the area is wet, what it does is when you bake, certain parts are going to kind of adhere or attach a lot more than other parts. And so when you kind of wipe off that bake, you're going to notice that a lot of the spots are kind of unevenly baked. But when you set it, all that area is going to be completely even. It's going to be completely evenly set. So when you go to put on that powder, the only product that's going to be stuck on there is however much you need, and it's going to be even throughout your entire eye area. It's also kind of the same reason why you wouldn't put kind of bronzer or anything without setting the area. It's going to attach more to certain spots than other spots if it's wet. I'm going to be taking the Dermablend translucent powder. It is a white powder to bake. Oh crap, I grabbed it on my beauty blender. I didn't want to use this. Oh well, we're just gonna go with it. I'm going to take just an angled brush, and I'm actually going to use this contour powder. This is Fawn by Anastasia, and I'm going to use it as bronzer. Taking Better Luminizer, I'm just going to place it on top of where I just put Fawn. Just very lightly. I want my bronzer to be just a little more glowy. I want to keep it very kind of bronzy, very neutral. Go with my vibes. I am actually going to contour my nose again today. Hopefully I won't make the same mistake as last time where I put too much product on. But I'm going to take Fawn, angled brush, and just place it on the sides of my nose. Next thing that I'm going to move on to is I'm actually going to work on my lower lash shadow while I still have the powder on, so that if I do have any fallout, the powder kind of catches it and we can just wipe it off with no problems. We're just going to use the same colors that we used at the top, so we're going to take that transition color and then the crease color, and we're going to place them on the bottom. So we're going to take Maple from the Mega Pro 3 palette. Starting off with that one, we're just going to focus most of the color on the outer edge and then blend whatever you have left over in. I'm gonna take a little more and work it in, literally doing the same steps as we did. And then I am gonna connect it to that wing right there. I'm gonna take a stiffer brush this time, and I'm gonna go into Bark, and I'm gonna just pack that in the outer. And connect it to that wing. I'm also going to take the smallest amount of jet black with that same brush, and I'm going to put it just right at the end there. Go back in with the brush that I used for Maple. I'm not going to put any product on it, but I'm just going to blend that black. So I'm going to take this Naked Cosmetics Banana HD Finishing Powder. I've never tried this before, so I don't know how it's going to work, but I think since the powder that I used is white and I am tan, I think it should work fine. This is banana, I'm telling you. I feel like this would be better for like darker skin tones. But I am going to take a very light amount. Go back in with my powder brush and just make sure that there's no like harsh lines between anything. For highlighter, I'm going to take Moonstone, a classic for me. I'm also going to take Moonstone. I'm actually going to use it as a brow bone color. I typically always do this, any type of eyeshadow that I have. I'll take whatever highlighter I'm using for that day and I'll use it as my brow bone color to finish up the eyeshadow. And I also like to put it in my inner corner. I literally just take the same brush, my highlighting brush. Taking a Glam Glow Kit, I'm going to take Mimosa, and I'm going to actually use that as a blush. I really like using these shades as a blush because I feel like the only one that I can use personally as a highlighter is Crushed Pearl, and even that, those are my colors for highlighting. So I always use this palette as a blush palette. Taking this NYX lip liner in Urban Cafe, I'm just gonna line my lips with it. I'm gonna use MAC Yash lipstick. Every time I apply any type of lip product on, I always like to take my ring finger and just kind of blend in my lip liner with my lipstick. This also kind of absorbs the excess product so it doesn't get like cakey or dry looking and crusty. Second to last step, this is so important, and I didn't realize how important this was until the other day actually. I did my makeup and I ended up kind of just not feeling it. It's partially because I was really pale and I never like my makeup when I'm pale, but it was just looking so powdery and just I didn't like it. So what I did was, like I always do, I sprayed MAC Fix Plus and it just made the biggest difference. Like I ended up loving my makeup. So I never skip this step. So I'm going to take this and just spray it all over. The last step that I always usually do, I put mascara on my bottom lashes. So I'm going to apply the Lash Accelerator by Rimmel on my bottom lashes. I'm going to do a good coat of this, but mainly focusing on my outer lashes just because I want to stick with that cat eye shape. Alrighty, well that was it. This is kind of the final look. I'm excited. I'm excited to do these tutorials. I'm excited to do more tutorials. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see, as always, please comment down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. Thank you for sticking with me through the end. I'm going to see you guys in our next video. Bye!